Well, it's Thanksgiving month, and as we move through this month, we're continuing to look at the fruit of the Spirit and looking at passages that focus in on each of those, one per month. And so this month, we come to joy. And I want to take you to a passage that talks about joy from a little different perspective. It's found in 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, and it says this: "But brothers and sisters," and this is Paul writing to the church at Thessalonica, "when we were orphaned by being separated from you for a short time," in other words, they had been taken from them. They weren't able to be with them the way that they wanted to be with them in person, not in thought. He says, "We were separated from you in person, but we were constantly thinking about you. Out of our intense longing, we made every effort to see you, for we wanted to come to you. Certainly I, Paul, did, again and again, but Satan blocked our way." In other words, they've been trying to get to them and trying to support them, to be able to grow with them, to be with them, teach them. They weren't able to get there. And then Paul says this. He says, "For what is our hope, our joy, or the crown in which we will glory in the presence of our Lord Jesus when he comes? Is it not you? Indeed, you are our glory and our joy." And he talks to them about how their ability to be able to impact their lives created incredible joy. He says, "You're actually our joy." What do we take the most joy in? It's how we are able to share with you the truth of Jesus, how you accepted the truth of Jesus, watching you grow. You know, from the beginning of the year, I've been asking this question over and over again: who will you baptize this year? And when you talk to individuals who've been a part of Hoboken Grace for a significant amount of time and you ask, okay, what is the highlight for you? One of the things that you're going to hear over and over again is moments in which they got to be part of someone else's baptism and how God used them to help someone else come to know who he is. And they'll talk about this as the moment of joy, their great joy in being a part of this journey as part of Hoboken Grace. And so as we move through this month and as we look at this idea of joy, and I want for you to maybe change the way that you think about it, because typically we talk about joy in terms of circumstances, or we look for joy in circumstances. But what if as you sat with this passage over and over, what if you consistently directed your attention to the people that God has used you to impact? Or maybe seeking out, okay, how can I impact the people around me more? Why? Because that creates incredible joy. Paul says, I could talk about a lot of things that bring joy, but my joy and glory are you. And he says, not only is this true now, he says that this is going to be true when we are in the presence of God. When this story is over, what is it that's going to bring you incredible joy? It's going to be when you look around and you see that there are people there because of you. There are eternities that are different because of you. And every time you see them, you know you got to be part of that. God used you to be part of changing their eternity. I mean, that's incredible, eternal joy. And so as we move through this month, may we look for joy in a different place. Maybe think about it a little bit differently. And may it continue to motivate us to invest in what will be the joy of our eternity. What is the source of phenomenal joy? People. And the people that God's placed in our path. Have a great month.